Tyler Ganus. Batting second from Cal Lutheran University, center fielder number 4, Austin Carrillo. Batting third, the University of Oregon, shortstop number 34, Gavin Grant. Batting fourth, right fielder from Rivas University, number 25, Daudet. Batting fifth, third baseman from Cal State LA, number 21, AJ Salgado. Batting sixth, the designated hitter out of Cypress College, number 31, Noah Karliner. Batting seventh, left fielder out of Pepperdine University, number 24, Charles Masino. Batting eighth, the catcher from San Diego State University, number 3, David Whittle. Batting ninth, the second baseman from the University of Oregon, number 33, Jack Brooks. And your starting pitcher today for the Conejo Oaks, from Cal Lutheran University, number 39, Alexander Rivas. Conejo Oaks Baseball, under head coach David Solis, associate head coach Steve Hernandez, and assistant coaches Jody Garcia and Kyle Jones. And now, the lineup for your Academy Barons. Leading off, second baseman, number 4, Giovanni Saldana. Batting second, the center fielder from Colorado Mesa University, number 2, Julian Boyd. Batting third, the right fielder from Cal State Dominguez Hills, number 30, Aaron Greenfield. Batting fourth, the first baseman out of Santa Barbara City College, number 33, Mark Anthony Hernandez. Batting fifth, the designated hitter out of William Penn University, number 37, Alonso Zuniga. Batting sixth, the catcher from Columbia University, number 12, Miles Blackwell. Batting seventh, the third baseman from Jackson State University, number 19, Jalen Williams. Batting eighth, the shortstop out of Abilene Christian University, number 17, Doug Allen. Batting ninth, the left fielder from UC San Diego, number 10, Delshon Lanier Jr. And your starting pitcher tonight comes to us from Mount Sac, number 22, Hunter Holmes. Academy Barons Baseball under head coach Ken Landro and assistants James Bishop, Lorenzo Gray, Isaac Ballou, Terry Jordan, and Chris Howell.
That smile. I thought I was in the camera for a second.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This guy's big ass head.
at this time, will everyone please rise, remove your caps, and join us as we salute the United States of America with the playing of its national anthem.
Stats.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Conejo Oaks Baseball, where the Oaks are here in Compton, California, taking on the Academy Barons. I'm Josh Mechanic alongside Sammy Holliday and Austin Gregory, as the Oaks looks to bounce back from a rough one in Santa Barbara on Sunday, in which they lost to the Foresters 13-3. Not a lot went right for them, Austin. What can the Oaks look to do today to bounce back?
Yeah, it was really just an unfortunate one when you talk about not a lot going right. It was really a stretch of 3 innings, the 6th, 7th, and 8th offensively for the Foresters. Really that 7th inning that we saw the 6th spot that really made things go south for the Oaks. But it's just about being consistent with the bats. We saw Austin Carrillo put together a 4-hit game, but outside of that for the Oaks offense, not much, as we saw a lot of guys struggle, a lot of guys held hitless. So we need a full effort from the offense and the pitching staff to come through with some defense behind them.
Yeah, you mentioned how the offense didn't do much outside of the 4 hits from Carrillo, just 2 from the rest of the Oaks offense. And they're going to face Hunter Holmes, who made his last start against the Oaks, in which he went 5 1/3 beautiful inning. Tell us about Hunter, Sammy.
Well, for Hunter Holmes, the southpaw, he's at a Mount Sac University in Northern California. Holmes, last time he faced the Oaks, had a pretty good outing. And for the Oaks today, what they got to do, they got to attack the count early, because if you get down in a 2-strike hole to Holmes, he can wipe you out with that nasty breaking ball.
Yeah, and we saw that breaking ball showcased a lot, striking out 7 Oaks batters last time out. Here's how the Oaks line up today. Tyler Ganus and the leadoff spot, as always, playing first base, with Carrillo following him in the 2-hole playing center field. Gavin Grant's the 3-hitter, with Zach Daudet starting in right field today, batting cleanup. The newly UCLA commit, AJ Salgado, is batting 5th at third base. Noah Karliner at DHing, batting 6th. In left field is Charles Masino, getting his first start in a couple of weeks. David Whittle also getting his first start in a bit behind the plate. And Jack Brooks rounds out the lineup at second base. And as we mentioned, it'll be against Hunter Holmes, who went 5 1/3 innings against the Oaks. Did allow 4 runs, but they all came in that 6th inning that he was unable to get out of. So for the Oaks, looking to put more balls in play against Holmes, who struck out 7 last time out. And Tyler Ganus, coming off his first 0 day of the year. He went 0 for 5 in Santa Barbara. Shows bunt, gets it down. It's a beautiful bunt along the third base line, and he'll beat it.
That's just vintage Tyler Ganus right
Next
there.
up,
We've seen it.
number 4,
I don't know how many times now,
Carrillo.
just leading off the game, dropping a bunt down and getting on base safely to the leadoff man for the Oaks on.
Yeah, and I watched right there. The third baseman and the catcher talked about it before it even happened. They were expecting the bunt from Ganus, the third baseman, all the way in on the infield grass, and it was still a perfect bunt from Tyler Ganus. And here he is, like Sammy said, for who knows how many times with another leadoff bunt single.
Yeah, even though they knew it was coming, they still couldn't stop it. And it's also always something that's great to break out of a slump, just a bunt single as Carrillo takes a strike. And for Ganus, he did exactly what you're supposed to do when you're bunting for a hit. Made sure it was perfectly fine down the third base line. If it's a fair ball, it's a hit. If not, it should go foul, and Ganus laid it down perfectly. And we mentioned Carrillo on the top of the broadcast, went 4 for 5 yesterday, and he gets hit with this one. So the Oaks have 2 runners on with nobody out.
Yeah, and surprisingly, that seems like a rarity for Austin Carrillo now. He got hit by 14 pitches this past spring at Cal Lutheran, and he got hit by a couple pitches early on this summer. So I feel like it's been almost 2 weeks at the least that we've seen Austin Carrillo get hit by a pitch, and some early troubles here for Hayden Holmes.
Carrillo among the league and team leader in walks, so I'm sure he's fine with not getting hit as much as this summer.
Yeah, he's still finding a way to get on base a lot as Gavin Grant steps up. Grant shows bunt, pulls back, takes a strike. For Grant, he's coming off not the best day, 0 for 4, but a lot of Oaks players were 0 for 4 on Sunday. Before that, it was a 3-hit day for Gavin, in which he also picked up a couple walks as well. He was up 6 times against the Blues in a very high-scoring affair. Grant takes the ball just off the outer half of the plate.
You see the third baseman for the Barons still playing relatively in. We can't get a good shot of it right now because there's a pole in the way of the camera, but you could take our word for it. He's been up close to the grass, all three batters so far.
The Oaks aren't afraid to lay down the bunt, and it's clear that other teams have noticed as Grant's now behind in the count 1-2. Zach Daudet waits on deck.
1-2. That thing doesn't need to be plugged.
The 1-2 pitch from Hunter Holmes. Got him looking. Goes in with the backdoor breaking ball and just getting the corner. And Grant goes down on strikes.
25, Zach Daudet.
Like we mentioned earlier, Holmes with that breaking ball got it right on the back door, just perfectly placed, and really nothing Grant could do about it but watch.
Yeah, that was a tough one. It was a nice backdoor slider for strike 3, but the strike 2 was a hanging slider that I'm sure Gavin Grant regret not swinging at, and now he's in the dugout looking at strikes.
Yeah, and we actually did see Grant shake his head a bit after taking that hanging breaking ball that Austin mentioned, because it did look like the best pitch he'll see. And it looks like there's already some chirping from the Oaks dugout here as Daudet takes a strike in the top half of the strike zone. Might have been a tad up, and Coach Dave Solis on the Oaks bench let him hear it. It's 1-1 now to Daudet.
Yeah, and watching Holmes, he's really concerned about Ganus at second, as Ganus is just dancing out over there, and Holmes takes a good 15-30 seconds to check on Ganus every time.
Yeah, we're seeing Holmes with multiple looks to second as Daudet gets underneath that one and skies it to straightaway center field. Drifting over to right center. No tag here. It'll be caught out there by Julian Boyd for out number 2.
Now batting, number 21, AJ Salgado.
So after back-to-back base runners to begin the game, Hunter Holmes has settled down a bit, getting the strikeout of Grant and then the flyout of Daudet. And that brings up AJ Salgado for a difficult lefty-lefty matchup. We mentioned, too, Salgado. He played at Cal State LA this spring, but starting in the fall, he'll be playing at UCLA out in Westwood for the Bruins after committing there today. So congratulations to AJ.
Couldn't be more happy for AJ.
And very
Fours
deserving.
up, baby.
We wish him all the best at UCLA.
Yeah, we know he'll find success there. Very, very well deserved for Salgado. Who's up there in his favorite spot. Got a couple guys on, hoping to drive someone in. Takes a fast slider, almost looked like a cutter there from Holmes in the dirt. Salgado among the league leaders in batting average, hitting over 400 through a couple weeks of this season. Holmes looks at Ganus, nothing doing. This is the 1-1 from Holmes. Misses upstairs. Looked like he was trying to go with the changeup there, just didn't get any movement on it, kind of just floated it. Misses upstairs.
Yeah, didn't get a good grip on that ball.
And this is a tough lefty matchup for Salgado. Don't want to get to 2 strikes on Holmes with that filthy slider that he showcases. And he throws it there on 2-1, getting the strike call. And Salgado is now in a 2-2 hole. Holmes has been keeping it in the strike zone so far.
Deuce is wild.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Salgado fights that one off. Nice play there by Coach Raymer at third base. Showing off the hands.
Didn't even phase him either. He just made that play, threw it right into the dugout.
No, that's how he is. Nothing phases him.
Guess you can do that easily when you're a former Major League draft pick.
Yeah, and although I just said nothing phases him.
Ball wasn't hit that hard.
No, but today, Coach Reimer was given a batting lesson and found a snake skin in the cage with him and get a little scared, I heard. Not as scared as my brother, but here's the 2-2 to Salgado. Holmes checking on Ganus. Finally comes home and misses inside. Count runs full.
Yeah, Holmes was definitely more worried about Ganus at second than he was Salgado at the plate, and because of that, he completely missed his spot badly, and that'll run the count full.
Yeah, Austin mentioned how Holmes is looking on Ganus every second. Ganus really in his head, but Holmes needs to focus on the batter here on 3-2. And it's really not necessary to look at Ganus. You know he's running anyway.
Yeah, especially now, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Both runners will get a head start.
Yeah, he's looking to make his best pitch. Here comes the payoff to Salgado. And he loops it into center field. It'll be caught out there for Boyd. And that'll end the threat here in the top of the first. So after the Oaks got 2 base runners on and nobody out, Hunter Holmes was able to avoid any damage. And we head to the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Saldana, Boyd, and Greenfield up for the Barons. Alexander Rivas will be on the mound for the Oaks today, and he has been by far the best pitcher for the Oaks so far this summer. What can we expect to see from Rivas today, Austin?
Yeah, it's been a very solid start after a solid ending to the spring for Rivas, who won his last 4 starts this spring for Cal Lutheran, 3-1 this summer. Only 1 bad start, but he's definitely emerged as the ace of this rotation so far this summer.
This one's popped up in foul territory. Whittle and Ganus are over, and it drops foul.
But more on Rivas. Didn't want to miss a pitch there. So 3-1 in the 4 starts, an ERA of 1.50. Only the 1 bad start per se in Orange County against the Riptide, where he had 5 runs put on him. Only 1 was earned, even though it says 2 on here, where he gave up 9 hits, which was more than his other 3 starts combined in terms of runs allowed and hits, where he's had 2 shutout outings. He only gave up 1 run on 2 hits and another 1. So to put it in short, Rivas has been impressive in his 4 starts so far this summer.
Yeah, he's definitely emerged as the ace for this Oaks squad so far. Also getting the first weekday start each week as he pulls a change up there on Saldana to get a chase. Defense for the Oaks today is David Whittle catching Rivas behind the plate. Ganus, Brooks, Grant, and Salgado on the infield from first to third. And in the outfield from left to right, it's Masino, Carrillo, and Daudet. As that one's in there for strike 3, and Alexander Rivas picks up right where he left off.
Beautiful location on that pitch.
Batter, number 2, Julian Boyd.
Rivas going with the changeup there with 2 strikes and just getting the call. Salgado is definitely someone who's difficult to strike out with single-digit strikeouts this year in double-digit games. So big strikeout there from Rivas, and that brings up the center fielder, Julian Boyd. Boyd's appearing just his 3rd game for the Barons this summer, 0 for 8 so far before today. Made a couple plays out in center field in the top half.
Yeah, just lazy fly balls hits him that he makes an easy play on.
Yeah, a couple of routine flies out there as he hits that one to left field for the first hit for the Barons today.
Julian Boyd single. Here is number 30.
Not a bad spot there from
Aaron
Alexander Rivas.
Greenfield.
That fastball in the outer half, but an even better swing from Boyd, driving it to left field for the hit.
Yeah, Boyd just went with that pitch, took it the other way, got himself a nice base hit. Nothing overly concerning for Rivas. You know, he put a pretty good pitch. That was just better offense.
Yeah, and Rivas does get a lot of ground balls, so
He's
looking for one here.
Always likes to pitch to contact as he throws over.
Yeah, he loves to find the zone in his 4 outings up to this point. Only 3 combined walks between them.
Yeah, it just fills up the strike zone, does Rivas. And Whittle throws back. Good job from Ganus to block it there. And that was a called strike to Aaron Greenfield. Greenfield starting in right field today. He's only appearing in his 5th game for the Barons this summer, 2 for 10. A couple new faces. There goes the runner, and Whittle loses it. So Boyd's in there with a stolen base, his 1st of the summer.
Had a healthy lead over there at first, and Whittle could have made it a close play, but just couldn't find that ball out of his glove.
Now Rivas will have to get out of runner in scoring position and 1-out jam as Greenfield finds himself in a 1-2 hole now. Both the Barons and the Oaks are coming off a loss in their last game on Sunday. For the Oaks, it was the Foresters, and the Barons lost a close one 5-4 to the Riptide. They've won 2 of their last 3, though, because that was after back-to-back wins, and they're also in the midst of a 9-game homestand. Rivas gets another foul from Greenfield. So this is the 5th game in a row that the Barons are playing at home, and then they play 4 more after this, putting the total at a 9-game homestand. Then immediately following the 9-game homestand, the Barons played 10 in a row on the road. 11 of their last 12, including their final one against the Oaks at Spark Anderson Field. Here comes the 1-2 to Greenfield as Rivas looks over to second, just making sure Boyd stays close, who's actually 2 for 2 in stolen bases this summer, even though he's 0 for 8 hitting because he has walked a couple times, and today he picked up his first hit. Greenfield 2 for 10, but does have 3 RBIs, a couple of sac flies. There goes Boyd. Swing and a miss. Throw to third in time. Great throw from Whittle. The ball did beat him, but it looked like he slid out of the way of the tag. They got the call, though, and it was a strike him out, throw him out as Greenfield went down swinging. So Rivas does get the double play, just not the traditional one. We head to the second inning, still 0-0. We welcome you back for the top of the second inning. After a scoreless first for both sides, it'll be Noah Karliner leading things off for the Oaks.
I feel like we've been saying this the last couple games, but just Noah Karliner's just really getting on fire right now.
Yeah, he's definitely found his stroke.
Seeing the ball real well out of the pitcher's hands, putting some good swings on baseballs.
He swings through a breaking ball, falls behind 0-2. Yeah, no matter how he's hitting though, Karliner never ceases to make the team laugh. So he'll always be entertaining the players in some way. Today he was trying out different stances and dancing around in front of the dugout to entertain the boys, keeping the spirits loose before the game as he fights off an 0-2 breaking ball.
We'll see if certain clips make the TikTok today, but when I was finishing up the TikTok videos today, he was in the background dancing in a couple of them, so people may be able to see those dance skills on TikTok.
Well, hopefully for those people they do get to see him, because they're pretty fun to watch as Karliner spoils another.
We have plans to have the boys do some TikTok dances, so I think we can get Karliner to do them.
Heck yeah.
Will you be participating in those TikTok dances there, Austin?
Well, that's the key word there was the boys. I was not included in that statement.
You're not part of the boys?
He's not one of the boys, I guess. As Karliner lifts that one way foul. That's 3 straight 0-2 pitches that he's fouled off.
Some of those campers camping out by the river, they might be able to go home with the baseball.
Yeah, we also got another game going on behind us as well. Showcase for high schoolers. So we got 2 games happening. The 0-2 again, a Karliner who drives that to deep right field, going back at the wall, and it's off the wall. Karliner getting a second easily for a leadoff double here in the second.
Leadoff double by Noah Karliner. Now batting.
Great piece of hitting right there by Noah. Just takes that ball the other way, drives it all the way to the wall for a double. You saw Aaron Greenfield, the right fielder, go back and give it a real nice effort, but even got in his glove, but he wasn't able to hold it, squeeze onto it as he hit the wall.
Yeah, that at most was short of a home run by 3 feet. So that hit high up on the wall out there.
And Austin, do you think that's a home run at Kalu?
I don't know the right field dimension off the top of my head.
With the wind, for sure.
I think it was for sure,
yeah,
because that ball gets caught in the jet stream over there at Kalu, and that ball's, I would say that ball's way gone.
I don't know, the wind's blowing pretty hard to straight right field here today, so.
Yeah, he definitely got some help there. And surprisingly for Karliner, that was actually his first extra base hit in CCL play. He picked up a double in a non-league game, but first CCL extra base hit for Karliner as he shows off the power with that beautiful stroke to right. It's Charles Masino now, who's ahead in the count 2-1. Masino hasn't gotten too much playing time this summer, but has really done well during his limited action. And he actually picked up a pinch hit double on Sunday against the Foresters. Masino hits that one off the end of the bat foul.
Yeah, old Chuck making the most of his opportunities. An impressive 429 on the summer in CCL play. That's good enough for second on the team in average in CCL play.
Yeah, 6 for 14, and of those 6 hits, 4 of them have been for extra bases, so he's doing damage. Here comes a 2-2 to Masino, who swings through a breaking ball, filthy from Holmes for his second strikeout.
Number 3, David Whittle.
And just like Sammy was talking about, the Oaks hitters can't really get into a 2-strike hold because of how nasty that slider is from Holmes, especially lefty-lefty. Now David Whittle comes up. Today's starting catcher just hosed a guy to end the top of the first as the back pick goes to second, but Karliner's in there. For a guy his size, Karliner can certainly move. Pretty nimble out there on the bases. And he did pick up a stolen base as well last week.
Yeah, he will be outfielder for New Mexico for the Aggies this upcoming season.
Yeah, Noah, another guy in the Oaks who transferring schools, played this past year at Cypress College, and he'll be attending New Mexico State, like Sammy mentioned, as an outfielder. Before that, he was a first baseman. So showing off the versatility, showing off the athleticism, as Whittle is behind the count 0-2, looking for his first hit in a few days. And he grounds that one softly to third. Whittle getting down the line hard, and he beats it. Jalen Williams just took a little too much time over there at third base, and hard 90, David Whittle beats it out.
Number 33, Jack Brooks.
That's why you run hard down the line. And maybe that hit for Whittle can spark something for him offensively, give him a little confidence boost at the plate. And in steps Jack Brooks. And that first pitch hits Brooks. Bases are now loaded for Tyler Ganus, who laid down a bunt single to start things off in the first.
11, Tyler Ganus.
Yeah, just going back to Whittle's single too. Hopefully that does get something going for him, and it'll go down as a line drive in the books.
Yep, a line drive in the box score, as the pitching coach for the Barons is going to come out and have a conversation with Hunter Holmes, who finds himself in a bit of trouble with the bases loaded, just one out in the top of the Oaks lineup coming up.
Yeah, that slider has been impressive so far from Holmes, but not as impressive as last time he pitched against the Oaks, as we've seen some control issues. He's hung a couple sliders the Oaks haven't swung at. The two to Minder, the one to Grant, and the one to Daudet, and now he's hit two lefties on trying to go on the inside part of the plate to them with those sliders.
Yeah, so it's really like a hot and cold thing for Holmes, as he's looked really good with it, but he's also had a couple really bad misses, as he'll go from the windup now with Tyler Ganus up there and the bases loaded. First pitch to Ganus. He takes a swing and a miss. First pitch breaking ball there from Holmes to get it in the back door for a strike.
I think even if Ganus didn't swing at that, that ball was right on the outside corner. It would have been called a strike.
It's really impressive that Ganus, you know, for the day he had on Sunday 0 for 5, is still the leading hitter in average in CCL by 60 points.
As he lifts that one to center field, Karliner's going to tag, and he'll actually hold, and he would have been thrown out at the plate. A great throw there from Julian Boyd. And Tyler Ganus is unable to do the job. Now it's up to Austin Carrillo with the bases loaded and 2 away now.
Number 4, Austin Carrillo.
We've seen a lot of impressive throws from many teams in the CCL. Of course, the Oaks have had their fair share of outfield assists with Glowacki, Karliner, but
even Whittle when he was playing right.
Whittle as well. But other teams have outfielders with arms as well. That was a great throw there from Boyd. First pitch is in there to Carrillo. Holmes has shown that he's not afraid to go with the first pitch breaking ball, throwing it back-to-back times in the first pitch with the bases loaded. So clearly feeling comfortable with that pitch, as that's a great spot to freeze Carrillo and bury him in an 0-2 hole. Back-to-back really nice pitches, really well executed pitches from Hunter Holmes. He's got Carrillo up there guessing. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3. Holmes is able to evade the trouble and get out of the jam unscathed. The Oaks lead 3 on. They've left 5 runners on base through 2. We head to the bottom of the second with Alexander Rivas back out there.
3, Mark Anthony
Alexander
Hernandez.
Rivas struck out 2 in a scoreless first inning in which he received some help as David Whittle threw out Julian Boyd, stealing third. So it'll be the cleanup hitter Mark Anthony Hernandez leading things off as he takes a strike from Rivas. Rivas needed just 11 pitches to strike out 2 in the scoreless first. And he's already got Hernandez in 0-2 hole.
Got a little help from his catcher, David Whittle, on that strike him out, throw him out play to end the inning.
It was a great throw there from Whittle. Hernandez is one of just 2 guys for the Barons hitting over 300 this summer. He's in at 308. And he goes down on 3 pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. And Alexander Rivas has his 3rd strikeout.
Alonso Zuniga.
All summer, Alexander's just looked so locked in.
And it sounds like it's been before that. Sounds like his last couple starts were quite dominant for Cal Lutheran. First pitch to Zuniga misses outside.
It's really been a dominant year for Rivas overall. He unfortunately lost the ace role with Cal Lutheran about midway through the season after one rough start and one rocky start, but everything else around that was incredible.
This one's grounded softly to short. Gavin Grant has time. Throws low, but Ganus makes the catch for out number 2.
Number 12.
Plenty of time on that throw as Zuniga isn't the most fleet of foot.
And that'll bring up Miles Blackwell, who's getting the start behind the plate today, giving Zuniga a day to just rest his knees as he's the designated hitter. Blackwell swings through the first pitch. He's appearing in just his 4th game, 2 for the Barons. 2 for 11. Takes a breaking ball from Rivas outside. Blackwell getting the start behind the plate today. One of 3 catchers on this roster, 2 in the starting lineup. Is now 1 and 2 to Blackwell.
Rivas, as he usually does, working quickly, getting ahead early in counts, not letting any counts get real deep so far. Just being really efficient as usual.
And he's already back on the mound and ready to deliver his 1-2. Got him looking. Great pitch from Alexander Rivas, who's feeling it as he walks off the mound with 4 strikeouts through 2 shutout innings. The Oaks look to give him some run support as we head to the 3rd inning, still scoreless. It'll be Gavin Grant leading things off here for the Oaks in the top half of the third inning. After a couple scoreless innings, but they've both gone down differently for each pitcher. As Alexander Rivas has threw a couple innings where he's faced the minimum. And for Hunter Holmes, he's stranded 5 Oaks base runners and thrown 37 pitches through 2. He's just been making the pitches when they count. Oaks leaving 5 guys on base through 2 as that one skied to right field by Grant. Doing a bit of a twirl and dropping the ball in right field is Greenfield. So Gavin Grant reaches on the error.
Yeah, we'll see how they rule that here in the score booth.
25.
I mean, you know, he dropped it. Should be an error, right?
Well, I don't know if it hit his glove.
100%, yeah, it bounced off his glove. Yeah.
All right, well then it's an error.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate for the Barons, and once again, the Oaks have a runner in scoring position, less than 2 outs. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. They were not able to do anything in each of the first 2 as Daudet breaks his bat and fouls that one off into the Oaks dugout.
Yeah, that one shattered into 1, 2, 3, 4. Too many pieces to count.
Yeah, and Daudet is not too happy about that. He picks up some of the lumber. Coach Raymer's pulling at some of it.
Go ahead and just throw it back into the river right here. Give it to the campers back here.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd take it. In the first inning, it was a Ganus single, followed by Carrillo hit by pitch. First and second, nobody out. 3 straight outs after that. Then it was the leadoff double from Karliner, a strikeout from Masino, then back-to-back singles. So the Oaks loaded the bases before back-to-back outs. And now Grant gets on the error by the right fielder Greenfield with nobody out. Let's see if they can come through now with the heart of their order. And Daudet, Salgado, and Karliner up. Daudet and Salgado, 1 and 2 in the team lead in RBIs. Salgado 1, Daudet 2. The back pick to second. Grant's in there easily.
Seeing Holmes really paying attention when there's a runner on second.
Yeah, these Oaks base runners are definitely getting in the head of Hunter Holmes. Looking multiple times over at Grant, finally delivers. Great leave there from Daudet.
They actually appealed down to
the...
and
they said that, yeah, he said that he went. So it wasn't a great lead from Daudet. Finds himself behind the count, 0-2. Looking to just do a job now, especially with 2 strikes. Ground ball right side, get Grant over. He takes the breaking ball in the dirt. Looks like Hunter Holmes has variations of that slider. One that he throws slower. That's more of your traditional slider and more of your traditional breaking ball. And then he also got a harder slider that looks almost like a cutter. Here's the 1-2. And Holmes, his little inside move again just to keep Grant staying put.
Yeah, he's definitely uncomfortable with guys on second. I wonder if he thinks that guys are just getting in there trying to steal signs a little bit, just not really comfortable with it.
Yeah, it's certainly possible as he's taking a while to come home, and he strikes out Daudet looking.
Next up, number 21.
Once again,
AJ Salgado.
a member of the Oaks has struck out with a runner in scoring position, nobody out.
Yeah, I 100% think that it's Holmes worried about the guys on second picking up the signs as to why he's so cautious about those runners on second. I don't know.
And there has been a runner on second in every inning.
I don't know if, you know, he thinks that the Oaks are going to try and steal third, and I don't know if he, you know, just doesn't trust the arm of Blackwell behind the plate, or I feel like it's more likely the sign stealing scare.
Yeah, I agree, because he's doing it no matter the lead with the runner on second. We saw Ganus dancing off there earlier, so we thought that had something to do with it, but no matter who's on second base, we've seen Holmes worried about it.
Little Kenley Jansen-esque right there.
Yep. 1-0 to Salgado. Misses outside, 2-0.
Yeah, that slider just broke too much over there. It was a really good pitch, and Salgado, without a strike on him, just decided to spit on that ball.
Yeah, and the Barons dugout wanted it, but like Sammy said, it just broke too far out of the zone, so it was for sure ball. As Salgado swings at a 2-0 pitch, fouls it off, and out of play down the left side. I do not think AJ Salgado is happy with himself there after swinging on 2-0, fastball right down the middle. You just can't be late on that as he fouls it back.
I think the ball might actually landed in catchable territory. On the poles, fully blocked my view, but
No, that ball, it got past the barricade right there, but it came back into play.
I just saw it bounce on the dirt, and the coach threw up his arms. So
It's a great pitch there from Holmes to get the count to 2-2 on Salgado.
That would have had to take in a sick play to make that. No chance.
Salgado flew out to center to end the first inning with first and second and 2 outs. And he fouls off the 2-2 breaking ball. So he was very late on that pitch. Did a good job, though, of not giving up on it. Could have taken it, but fought it off to stay alive.
Gave another ball to those campers back there.
We'll do it again on 2-2. Swung on and missed. It's dropped by Blackwell, so Salgado half-heartedly jogs to first. It'll be out number 2.
31, Noah Karliner.
When he gets on top of that slider, it's just so tough for the Oaks hitters to pick it up.
Yeah, they haven't done a very good job of picking up, and it's got so much movement on it. It's got to be so difficult to see in the box, especially for a lefty. Now it'll be Noah Karliner up there, who swings the first pitch and fouls it back. For Karliner, he had a great at-bat last time up, falling behind 0-2 before fouling off a few pitches, and then absolutely crushing a ball to right field for a double. And it was a ball that we mentioned would have probably left the yard if we were at our home field at Cal Lutheran, as Karliner fouls off another and is behind the count 0-2.
yeah, and you have to imagine looking at it right now. There's kind of weird stripage of the shadows right before home plate. So right as that slider's about to break to the lefties, it goes from sunlight back to shade after being in the shade and then the sunlight. So it's
Just
a weird
unfair.
changing in the colors of the ball.
Yeah, that's got to be impossible to see for a lefty. And we're seeing them struggle, and even the righty struggle on that slider. Holmes strikes out the side after Grant reached on the error. So Holmes is now up to 6 strikeouts through 3 scoreless innings. We head to the bottom of the third with the Oaks and Barons still scoreless. It'll be the third baseman, Jalen Williams, to lead things off here against Alexander Rivas, who's faced the minimum through 2. Although he did give up a hit, but that runner was gunned down trying to steal third as David Whittle threw out Julian Boyd. Once again, it's a first pitch strike from Rivas, who's done that to just about every hitter today. He does it here to Williams as well. 0-2 now.
Yeah, the hitters right now are just in a really tough spot as they're just, the shadows right now are just playing a huge factor in this ball game, and that's why you see Rivas just working real quick so he can get as much innings in with those shadows how they are.
Yeah, Rivas definitely working quickly, definitely trying to take advantage of that. And it does seem like every Barons hitter finds himself in a 2-strike hole, and a lot of them 0-2 as well. Here comes a 1-2 from Rivas. Good job to put it in play from Williams, but it's right at Jack Brooks, who makes the play for out number 1.
Number 17, Doug Allen.
The sure-handed Brooks over there at second base. Heading to Oregon in the fall.
Heading to Oregon where his first baseman goes to school, also his shortstop.
And even one of the pitchers, Tommy Brandenburg as well.
Yeah.
A lot of Ducks on this Oaks
Speaking
roster.
of Tommy Brandenburg, he's actually out there playing catch with the football right now. There's a bunt laid down. Rivas coming off the mound, throwing to first, got him. Alexander Rivas showing off the athleticism, and he can do it all.
Yeah, and I actually had a conversation with Alexander Rivas last week after his last start where we saw him make 3 defensive plays on his own accord and pick off a batter in that play of the game nod. And he actually talked with me as he technically finished second for the Division III Gold Glove this past spring.
Oh, really? And you can see why. And with Rivas during BP too, one of the few pitchers who's actually running for fly balls in the outfield, trying to make plays, and he does make plays, showing off the athleticism during batting practice, even catching fly balls.
And that's on his start day too.
Yeah, even today, he's running out all around out there. I'm like, aren't you starting? Yeah. Okay. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, as it's now 3-0 on Lanier.
Does he make more plays than you out there, Austin?
I don't know. I wasn't watching him today. I was actually making plays today, so I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe not today. Probably usually.
I made a business decision for I could get some baseballs today.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, you said you made your first batting practice catch today.
Yeah. Highlight of the season.
Ditching his boy Carrillo. It's the first walk of the ball game for Rivas.
He might have took the ball. We're not going to confirm nor deny it.
Yeah, that's confidential. Only the 4th walk of the season for Carrillo right there.
Yeah, Rivas does not give up a lot of free passes. It'll now be the top of the lineup in Giovanni Saldana. He shows that one misses upstairs. Five balls and 6 pitches from Alexander Rivas, which was very unlike him. Look to settle down a bit here. And had David Whittle stayed down there, that could have been potentially called a strike. But missed upstairs, 2-0 now.
Yeah, I agree with that, Josh. It was borderline top of the strike zone, but Whittle popping up as quickly as he did didn't allow Rivas to have a chance of that being a strike.
Now it's 3-0 as Whittle goes out to the mound to have a conversation with his pitcher.
Yeah, also Saldana, not the tallest guy in the world, so pretty small strike zone he has.
Yeah, it's got to be so hard just throwing downhill when you're that big like Rivas, and then having to fit it into such a tiny strike zone with Saldana at the plate. And that used to be me up there. I used to love that. Such a small strike zone, so hard for the pitchers to throw a strike. Here's the 3-0 to Saldana in their first strike. Saldana went down on strikes back in the first inning. for his 10th strikeout of the year. And he lifts that one to left field. Carrillo, and it'll be caught out there by Masino.
Well, Carrillo didn't make that play.
Yeah, surprised that Carrillo let Masino grab that one. But Rivas gets out of it. We head to the 4th inning, still scoreless. Back. 0-0 here as we head to the 4th with Hunter Holmes back out there. It's been a pitcher's duel through 3 innings, but they've both gotten here in very different ways, as Alexander Rivas is through 3 efficient innings, and for Hunter Holmes, he's thrown 53 pitches through 3, although he has picked up 6 strikeouts, and he makes Masino look silly there to get him in the count 0-2.
Yeah, Chuck, a really good hitter, but he just looks outmatched at the plate right now. Just that slider's just insane right now for Holmes.
Yeah, Masino went down on strikes last time up. Finds himself down 0-2 once again, and he goes down on strikes once again. Holmes dismantling him with breaking balls and picking up his 7th strikeout.
I need pitching ninja to get on top of Hunter Holmes' slider.
Yeah, got to find out how many inches of horizontal movement that thing has.
They do have a TrackMan here, but we're not attached to it to know.
Oh, that would be helpful, as David Whittle's up there, who singled his last time up. He just rolled one over to third base and busted it out of the batter's box. Jalen Williams took a little bit too much time over there at third base, and Whittle was able to beat it out for an infield hit. Whittle swings through that one, 0-2 now. And that's exactly what the breaking ball does. It allows Holmes to blow the fastball right by guys, even though his velocity might not be up there, but it looks like it after following the slider. Tries to go with another fastball there, misses outside.
Yeah, our very own Cam letting us know that he's sitting around the low 80s, but the way that he's mixing up the speed, it's probably looking close to like low 90s to the hitters.
Yeah, the pitch sequencing is really nice in these 2 at-bats from Holmes.
And that's another strikeout. Miles Blackwell's had some trouble behind the plate. That's now three times we've seen him drop a 3rd strike that was just right in the middle of the zone and just bounces off his glove. But once again, Hunter Holmes, slew of fastballs, and then right when you look fastball, he goes at the breaking ball to get a strikeout and his 8th of the day. That already trumps his total in his last start against the Oaks. Although that one was really solid too. He only struck out 7 there. Already has 8 through 3 2/3. And he'll face Jack Brooks now, who grounds that one up the middle, trying to cut it off, and doing so. And getting Brooks at first is Doug Allen.
What a play.
Doug Allen.
Spectacular play over there at shortstop by Doug Allen. To take away a base hit from Jack Brooks. And the best inning of the day for Hunter Holmes, who strikes out 2 on just 8 pitches. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Oaks and the Barons still knotted up at 0. Alexander Rivas back out there for his 4th inning of action, who struggled a bit in the 3rd, and struggle is just putting a very strong. Struggled for Alexander Rivas's standards. He walked a guy and found himself in another 3-0 count before retiring Salgado to end the inning. And he's now fallen behind Boyd 2-0, so that's now 3 straight batters that Alexander Rivas has thrown a first pitch ball to after throwing his first pitch strike to each of the first 6. Or 5 of the first 6. 3-0 now to Boyd.
Yeah, and I talked about the shadows for the batters. You got to imagine for Rivas right now, the sun is literally setting right in his eyes, so that's probably not fun to work with for him either right now.
Here's his 3-0. He gets in there.
The 2-0 pitch looked like it could have been called a strike, and just not getting any love back there.
Yeah, his misses aren't missing by too much, as he gets a swing and a miss, and the count goes full. Julian Boyd slapped a single to left field his first time up. And he also stole second base as well. Here comes the payoff pitch. Flown straight away center field. Carrillo drifts back a bit, and he makes the catch out there in center for the first out. Good swing there from Boyd, who just got under it a tad.
Aaron Greenfield.
And great job from Rivas bouncing back after falling behind 3-0 to get the out. That'll bring up the right fielder Aaron Greenfield, who was also a strikeout victim back in the first.
Saw Greenfield, been seeing him having a little bit of trouble out there in the outfield today. That ball the Karliner hit over his head, and then that ball that he dropped from Grant.
As that one most likely would have been called a strike had it not bounced out of the glove of David Whittle, but it'll be another first pitch ball from Rivas. Comes back with the strike now. 1-1 now the count. And we mentioned Hunter Holmes not throwing super hard. Alexander Rivas doesn't blow up the radar gun either, but he does a great job of mixing up his pitches, sequencing them well, and getting a lot of swing and misses and missing a lot of barrels.
For Rivas, it's all about location. You've seen it in the past from pitchers like Greg Maddux, just being able to always hit his spots, and it doesn't really matter when you don't throw that hard, but you just hit your spot every time. You can be really effective.
As that one's flown to right field from Greenfield, right at Zach Daudet, who makes the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, and obviously, Josh, you weren't with us on Sunday, but I mentioned, you know, one of my favorite quotes in baseball right now from Nestor Cortez Jr. I'm 5'10", fat, and don't throw over 90, but, you know, he gets the job done, and that's what Alexander Rivas has been able to do today is he obviously doesn't throw that hard.
Yeah, exactly like Austin said, and that's a funny quote from Nestor Cortez. Love to see nasty Nestor at the All-Star game. As that one's crushed from Hernandez down the left field line for a hit. Masino cuts it off. It'll be a single for Hernandez. He takes a hard turn. Grant actually throws back to first.
Single, Mark Anthony Hernandez.
Did you guys see Jose Altuve do that to Taylor Ward yesterday? That
number 37,
fake, getting back at first.
Yeah, need Whittle there though to make the play.
I was busy yesterday. 4th of July, you know, having some adult beverages.
You didn't see it during the day though, Sammy?
No.
Oh,
As I was saying, you know, it's a long day of adult beverages.
That one's fouled to right. Yeah, the play we're talking about, Sammy. Jose Altuve pump fake Taylor Ward back on a single, and as he was just walking back, you know, joking with Altuve, Martin Maldonado runs from the catcher's to first base, catches it, and tags Ward out.
It was cheeky, as the Englishmen like to say.
Yeah, it sure was cheeky. And that one's ripped to third and off the glove of Salgado into left field. Rounding second, going to third is Hernandez, and staying put over at first base is Zuniga. And that will go down as a single, even though it hit off the glove of Salgado. It was just hit so hard that Salgado couldn't hold on.
Those last two hits have been absolutely crushed.
Yeah, wish we were back at Kowloon with the TrackMan to see the exit velocity on those baseballs.
Do you think that if that ball doesn't hit Salgado's glove, do you think Hernandez scores?
It definitely
that ball
rolls in the corner.
That ball would have gotten in the corner. Would have been a tough play for Masino to get to quickly and get the ball in.
Really.
Well, considering that he barely made it to third there, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much Hernandez could run. He's 2 for 4 in stolen base attempts. So. There's a strike on the outside to Miles Blackwell, the catcher, who struck out last time up, and now he's up there with runners on the corners and 2 away. Barron's trying to put a dent in Alexander Rivas' day. He gets Blackwell on an 0-2 count.
Nice front door breaking ball there.
It's filthy.
Yeah, very loopy there from Rivas.
So you heard you give a little bit of a hoo right there too, Austin.
I think it was more of like a nasty, like
it was,
yeah, it's so filthy. Here's the 0-2. Got him. Filthiness with the changeup from Rivas. Who picks up a big strikeout and gets out of the jam. Another scoreless inning for Rivas and another scoreless inning in this ball game. We head to the 5th. The Oaks looking to get on the board.
up to lead off the Conejo Oaks.
We're still
is
scoreless
number
through 4
11,
as Tyler
Ganus
Ganus will lead things off here in the 5th, looking to pick things up for the Oaks. And if you're just joining us, not much has happened through 4 innings. It's been a pitcher's duel between Hunter Holmes and Alexander Rivas. Rivas threw 4 innings, 4 shutout innings, striking out 5 Barons hitters, and for Hunter Holmes, it's been even more dominance with 8 strikeouts through 4. Although his pitch count gotten up there, first pitch to Ganus is fouled off. And for Holmes, 53 pitches through 3, but struck out a couple and only threw 8 in the 4th, so 61 pitches through 4 scoreless innings for Hunter Holmes. And he's really settled in, striking out 5 of the last 6 batters. He's been doing it mostly with that slider, getting a lot of swings and misses off that, and then mixing in the fastball, mixing up the timing, as it's now 1-2 on Ganus. Ganus is 1 for 2 today. He reached on a bunt single back in the 1st, and then flew out to center with the bases loaded and 1 away in the 2nd. Here comes the 1-2 from Holmes, and Ganus is able to stay alive.
I think a big play was made over there in that high school showcase team. Is heard some ruckus going on over there.
A lot of cheering.
A lot of cheering.
A lot of cheering.
Yeah, I know a guy playing in that game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I played high school ball with him.
Right on.
Yeah, it was his dad was the one that was talking to us about broadcasting.
Oh.
Here's the 1-2 to Ganus. He goes down swinging. 9 strikeouts on the day for Hunter Holmes.
Number 4, Austin.
And that'll bring up the center fielder, Austin Carrillo. Carrillo is looking to pick up where he left off on Sunday. A 4-hit day for him. One of the few bright spots for the Oaks on Sunday. He's gotten hit by a pitch and struck out today. Shows bunt. It's a beautiful one along the first base line, and it'll be an easy hit for Carrillo.
Just a textbook drag bunt right there. You couldn't do it better.
That was very nice. It was almost slap bunt-esque too.
Yeah, the Oaks coaches have done a great job of teaching these kids how to bunt. That's now each of the first 2 hitters in the Oaks lineup with a bunt single today. And it'll be the shortstop Gavin Grant now. Takes a strike at the knees. For Grant, it was a strikeout looking back in the 1st, and then he reached on the 2-base error by the right fielder Greenfield. He's looking to turn things around here as he slaps that one foul along the first baseline.
Looking for that backdoor breaking ball there.
Yeah, just missing extra bases by a few feet from is Grant there. And he's asking the umpire if that pitch would have been called a strike had he taken it.
Looked like it might have stayed a little outside, but hard to tell.
0-2 on Grant. Holmes goes over to first. Carrillo back in there easily. Certainly not the A move there from Hunter Holmes, who might have just wanted to change up the sign. Or just keep Carrillo close. It's the 0-2 to Grant. He grounds that one foul along third.
Aw, Raymer.
I couldn't make that. I can't tell. He couldn't make the play that time.
He couldn't make that play.
Bounced off the hand.
He'll be kicking himself over that one.
It's his non-glove hand, so gotta give him a break.
Yeah, that's true. He's so far back there, as Austin mentioned to you guys on the broadcast before. Coach Raymer does not stand anywhere near the third base coaching box.
Do you know if there's a reason why for that, Josh?
Yes, I do actually. It's so he can try to steal the signs from the pitcher.
Huh.
He used to do it at first base too. He does it with the lefty up on third base, and with the righty pitcher, he does it at first base, trying to get the signs out of the hands from the pitcher. 1-2 to Grant. He crushes that one right at the second baseman, Saldana.
Still can't catch a break, man.
More of the bad luck from Gavin Grant. As
Yeah,
Austin
if
said,
that
can't
ball's
catch a break.
if that ball's just a couple of inches higher, that ball's in the gap and probably scoring Carrillo too.
Yeah, and if the infield's not in double play depth there either, that's easily shooting the outfield even with no change in height on that either.
Yeah, for sure. Just great positioning there from Saldana, and fortunate luck once again for Grant. This brings up Zach Daudet. He's 0 for 2 today. Getting the start in right field. That's, I believe, his 5th different position that he started at. He's played second, short, third, left, and now right.
Yeah, with his bat, you just need him to get in the lineup anywhere he can.
Yeah, it's hit nearly 400 this summer as he fouls that one off the catcher. Although it might have been off himself. He does look shaken up there. Not sure what happened there. It's a battle of the blondes here with Daudet versus Holmes. Couple sets of luscious blonde hair. The 0-2 to Daudet. Takes the pitch in the dirt.
A very tempting slider in the dirt right there. That
Yeah,
pitch was absolutely nasty.
great pitch, and as he's done all night so far, Miles Blackwell blocks it quite easily behind the plate. Another really nice pitch and good lead there from Daudet. He's got such good discipline at the plate. You can see it in his walk and strikeout numbers. He's walked 10 times compared to 7 strikeouts. Very tough guy to strike out. And he crushes that one down the left field line. Fair. And Carrillo's going to keep on running. He rounds third and they'll head home. And there'll be no throw. Zach Daudet comes through with an RBI double. And this ball game is no longer scoreless.
Very good piece of hitting right there from Zach. Just turning on a pitch inside, shooting it down the line, and with Carrillo's speed, he scored pretty easily. Wasn't the best of relay throws out there from the left fielder, Lanier. And the Oaks take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that ball literally rolled into the very back corner of the left field, which allowed Carrillo to come all the way around from first to score there.
And that was the 3rd double of CCL play for Daudet. And worth mentioning the speed of Austin Carrillo scoring from first on that ball. And once again, it was another great at-bat from Daudet, who was in an 0-2 hole, kept fighting off pitches, and laced an RBI double. Back pick to second. Daudet's out. Oh, they called him safe.
Come on, Josh. He was in there easy.
He didn't even slide. Looked like he was out easily, actually. Yeah, I think you agree, Sammy. Great throw there from Blackwell.
No, he was in there.
I cannot give my thoughts on it because I was looking down at my scorebook when the ball was thrown. So.
Always on your phone.
0-2. Good take there. Good stop as well. And Hunter Holmes has to be nearing somewhat end of his outing, as he's over 80 pitches now through 4 2/3, at 81 to be exact.
Yeah, there's a couple guys down in the bullpen for the Barons. Nobody throwing yet, though.
1-2 misses inside of Salgado.
We saw that last time we were here. Holmes looking really good through 4, and then just once he started running out of gas, once he was on that final gallon, just kind of just spiraled out of control, really.
And Don't know how Salgado fouled that off, but he did. Great job staying alive.
I like that analogy right there, Sammy.
On the last gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it as well. It's a great analogy. And
Yep.
Cam likes
Cam
it too.
gives you a thumbs up too.
Yeah.
Cam's hungry as he's eating on the string of his hoodie.
We got Subway after the game, Cam.
Josh offered to order you some Chipotle for delivery, and you turned him down.
Too expensive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, both of us. Neither of us got it. 2-2 to Salgado, who fights off another.
Then with the DoorDash fees too.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Forget
no chance. No
Honestly, the most surprising thing of the day, walk onto the bus with a Jersey Mike sub today.
chance. No number 7 today.
tomorrow. The long day, it's slow tomorrow, so I'm doing it tomorrow.
Cam asked why I didn't have my sub on the bus today.
Both
you know
guys
the
with that
answer.
No.
slacking. No
No,
number 7.
I actually
He's
ate my
not
entire
slacking.
sandwich before we got to pick
Yeah.
up for the second
He
stop.
didn't even wait. As Salgado hits that one to second, Saldana goes over, makes a nice stop, and gets Salgado at first. But it's not before the Oaks put up their first runs of the ball game, and they take the first lead of today's ball game. Alexander Rivas will look to go put up some more zeros. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Oaks leading 1-0. Rivas back out there looking to put up another zeros. That one's flown to right field, caught by Zach Daudet. So a quick one pitch out to be in the 5th for Rivas.
17, Doug Allen.
You guys can probably hear the PA announcer here for the Barons, and I gotta say, wasn't the same guy we saw last time, but both of them just an excellent voice for PA.
Yeah,
just
elite.
perfect.
Elite.
Definitely the second and third best PA announcers in CCL.
Yeah.
Behind JW,
Behind
of
our
course.
boy Jackson.
Can tell you the worst is in CCL too.
We don't need to
Oh,
say it,
man.
but I think we all know who we're talking about. Because that one's ripped foul off the bat of Doug Allen.
Over to the Campers.
And for Allen, he thought he had a hit last time up, laid down a pretty nice bunt. And Alexander Rivas came off the mound and made an excellent play to nab Allen at first. Rivas pulls the string there, gets the chase. 1-2 now. Rivas has been quite efficient today, as that one's chopped foul. Allen's gonna stay up there and do it again. But for Rivas, through his first 4 innings, throwing 60 pitches, and that was really just because of some trouble in the 4th. He's looking to finish off Allen here, and he does just that.
Absolutely fooled him right there.
Yeah,
Number
that's
10,
just nastiness
Delshon Lanier
from
Jr.
Alexander Rivas, who picks up his 6th strikeout of the day. And I think Austin really likes this walk-up song. It's
I
his
gotta
favorite.
say, this is,
I like the last
by
two.
far
I've
the
been
worst
dancing.
walk-up song I've heard all summer long. I can't really stand that song. Not a big Kesha fan.
And it sounds like Austin was
that
expecting
song.
that.
That
as a
song was
strike.
definitely overplayed when it first came out.
Yeah, you don't say. The 1-0 to Lanier. Fouled back, and he
Loses
lost
the
his
bat.
1-1.
Saldana had to get out of there quick in the on deck circle. Get some more pine tar on that bat.
Wrap those hands on that bat with some duct tape, bench warmer style.
So my math was wrong. So Rivas was actually at 51 pitches through 4. This will be his 60th pitch of the day. Just 60th pitch through 4 2/3.
Some serious efficiency there. Even with those 3-ball counts he had earlier.
Yeah, just a little rough stretch of just 3 straight batters that he fell behind in.
Hey,
but other than that, it's been all strikes from Rivas.
As the first base coach gives Lanier a little bit of something, telling him to hit it in the outfield, not to him.
Comes the 2-2. That's flown to right field. Daudet will settle under it. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Alexander Rivas, who puts up a 0 after he gets that 1 run of support from the Oaks. Hoping to get more. And before we head to the 6th, don't forget to like and subscribe the YouTube channel that you're watching us on. Hit the notification bell if you'd like to get notifications when we're live as well. But we head to the top of the 6th inning with the Oaks leading the Barons 1-0. So the day is done for Hunter Holmes, who completes 5 innings. And it'll be Sebastian Diaz replacing him. Hunter Holmes did a really nice job today through 5, though, didn't he?
Yeah, it was 5 complete innings, 9 strikeouts. Technically no base on balls, but he did hit 2 batters, 5 hits, and he only gave up the 1 run.
Yeah, Holmes was doing it all night with that slider, working off that slider with the fastball as well. And for Sebastian Diaz, he'll be appearing in his 7th game this summer. Done a really nice job so far, striking out 10 batters in 8 1/3 innings pitched. And he's only given up a run in 2 of those 6 outings. We did see him against the Oaks as well, but he only faced 1 batter and got that batter out. Did his job. He'll be facing the 6, 7, 8 spots in the Oaks lineup. It'll be Noah Karliner to lead things off, who's 1 for 2 today with a double. That one nearly gets Karliner. He stares out to the mound. Not sure. Yeah, that was definitely a joke. Yeah.
I saw him and Noah earlier. They were embracing each other.
Yeah, I was about to say he must know this pitcher, and he fakes charges, and now he'll foul one off.
Hands up.
Diaz right away, he smiled a little bit. Maybe that could have been on purpose a little bit.
Yeah, knowing Noah's personality, we knew that was a joke. And actually, Sebastian Diaz goes to Cypress College, or went to Cypress College with Noah Karliner, so that makes sense with that connection you guys are talking about. Diaz definitely looking like he's throwing harder than Holmes.
We'll get Cam to give us a velo on this guy.
2-1 pitch catches the corner for 2-2.
Today, Austin is sitting right next to Cam,
Yeah,
as did they usually do on the bus as well.
he said he'll get us a velo on the next batter.
Thanks, Cam. Appreciate you.
Take your time.
Here's a 2-2 to Karliner. 3-2.
Cam gets his velo out of his own good heart. Doesn't have to do it.
He just knows. He's that much of a baseball guy. He just knows the velocity by seeing it. Charles Masino waits on deck as the 3-2 pitch comes home to Karliner. He checks swings, they'll appeal to first, and he did
that's
go.
a bad call.
Sammy shares you his thoughts on that call as Karliner goes down on strikes.
Yeah, from back here, no, it didn't even. The bat barely got off his shoulder there. And he was not very happy about that call.
No, he certainly was not. Certainly wasn't expecting a 3-2 breaking ball from Diaz, who pulls the string, and he gets the swing and a miss on Masino. Cam's letting us know that pitch was 85 miles an hour, but I'm not sure if that was the hardest from Diaz. Once again, going into an off-speed pitch. It's now 0-2.
76 on that one.
Yeah, that was certainly a filthy changeup. Certainly a slow changeup. It would be 0-2 again. That one misses upstairs, and that's the heat that I was expecting. Almost hitting 90, 89 miles an hour. So that's about where Diaz is going to live. High 80s, maybe hit 90. 1-2 to Masino. That's ripped foul. Slowing down the bat that time after the high heater. Trying to get him with the breaking ball, and Masino shoots it foul to stay alive. And that changeup again gets Masino. So he's got the hat trick today at the plate.
David Whittle.
That'll bring up David Whittle. It's been a rough day at the plate for Masino, who's now 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. David Whittle's struck out as well, but he also picked up a knock back in the second, and he rolls that one foul. And Whittle's hit, he has a line drive in the box score, but he's not hit very hard. Rolled one over to third base, and because of how hard he was running out of the box and with his wheels, he was able to beat it out. He swings through that breaking ball, and he's now behind the count 0-2.
The shadow's brutal again right now.
And it seems whenever Alexander Rivas' day does come to an end, that it will be Jackson Jordan who makes his return out of the bullpen, as he's been tossing back and forth with Durfee out there in the bullpen.
As Whittle goes down on strikes.
Sebastian Diaz.
So Sebastian Diaz comes out of the bullpen and strikes out the side in the 6th inning. Alexander Rivas will be back out there for his 6th inning of work. We head to the bottom half with the Oaks leading 1-0.
Academy Barons is number
It'll be the
4,
top of the order here for the Barons, who look to put a dent in Alexander Rivas' day. Rivas is through 5 shutout on 62 pitches with 6 punch-outs as well. And And he'll face the top of the order in Giovanni Saldana.
I don't think Cam likes my dancing, guys.
I don't think anybody does.
Cam's shaking his head vigorously. He really doesn't like it.
I'm going to find a way to sit next to Cam at every broadcast, no matter where we are.
Well, luckily after tomorrow we only got 5 away games left, so when we're up at Kalu, Cam will be with us all the time.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on it.
There you go.
Rivas goes back-to-back breaking balls. First one was in there for a strike, and this one misses to Saldana. The leading hitter for the Barons is Saldana, and their leading hitter laces a single to left field to begin the 6th.
Leadoff single, Gio Saldana. Next up,
Diving effort
number
over
2,
there at short by
Julian
Gavin Grant, but
Boyd.
just out of his reach.
Well, that was one of those dives where you just do it so your coach doesn't yell at you. He was nowhere near that baseball, just diving to look good.
Let your pitcher know that you're
You got his back.
putting in the full effort.
Yep, exactly. And especially when you got a guy out here who's shoving like the way Alexander Rivas is. You want him to know you're going to go all out as he is. And he goes over to first, just getting back in time as Saldana.
And I do have to mention that I got to correct myself as Jackson Jordan isn't throwing anymore. Still don't know what his health is, so it could have just been tossing to see how his arm felt with Durfee, as he's not doing anything in the bullpen anymore.
So I actually had a conversation with Jackson today during batting practice, and I asked him if he's available, how the arm is. And he told me that his arm stamina, his arm just feels super tired and dead. And right now he can't go more than 1 inning, so they've been trying to stay away from him because of how tired his arm's been feeling.
Definitely something the Oaks staff cannot catch a break with is pitcher injuries.
Yeah, the Oaks have seen a lot of guys going down due to injury, and specifically pitchers, really only pitchers.
And a couple pitchers only here for June, so there's a couple arms.
Got him at first. The Oaks pick off another. This time it's Alexander Rivas.
It's back-to-back games with the pickoff for Rivas.
Saw Ganus giving big fist pump right there.
Yeah, Ganus certainly wears his emotions on his sleeve, always showing us how he's feeling.
I just saw a clip of Ganus. I'll talk about it in a second.
Great pitch.
Ganus came in to pinch hit in one of his games this past spring at Oregon with the bases loaded and got hit by a pitch to walk in a run to tie the game, and he was elated. It was insane.
That's so awesome to hear. That's classic Tyler. And that's classic Alexander Rivas, who pulls the string and strikes out Boyd on 3 pitches.
Greenfield.
He gave up a leadoff single, but that runner was erased, and he's now got 2 outs on 6 pitches. And it'll be the right fielder, Aaron Greenfield. Greenfield 0 for 2 today. He takes a first pitch breaker in there for a strike.
I do have to report that Cam was just singing in the last walk-up song, so he probably liked my dancing there.
He was singing along.
He was.
Big fan of Mr. Worldwide.
Who is it?
Pitbull?
Is it
Pitbull.
305?
1-1. Grounded to short. Routine over there for Gavin Grant. Shuffles, throws across the diamond. And Alexander Rivas is through another inning facing the minimum. And he is now through 6 shutout. We head to the final third with the Oaks clinging to a 1-0 lead. It'll be Jack Brooks to lead things off here in the 7th inning in a pretty low-scoring ball game, very low-scoring ball game. Just 1 run through 6 innings, and that came in the top of the 5th after a big 2-out RBI double from Zach Daudet. He's got the lone RBI today, and Austin Carrillo's got the lone run scored after his bunt single, and he scored from first on the double from Daudet.
I don't think Cam's radar gun worked because that one said it came in at 26 miles per hour.
Yeah, I do not think that was accurate. As Brooks is behind the count 0-2 for Alec.
Definitely a user error there, not the machine.
100%. But Austin, I'm pretty sure you never time yours right when you do it.
That's why I don't do it. It's Cam's job.
Good job from
Well,
Brooks.
that's why it's always user error.
Yeah. So when it messes up, always Cam's fault. Even when I'm doing it, it has to be Cam's fault.
Didn't teach you how to do it.
Yeah, bad teacher.
Yeah. There's another 0-2 to Brooks. Swung on and missed. Sebastian Diaz has struck out all 4 batters that he's faced.
Here is number 11, Tyler
And
Ganus.
he's done it for the most part, blowing cheese by these guys.
The Baron staff well past the mark for Jumbo Jacks the following day.
Yeah, if you're a Barons fan, you're getting free Jumbo Jacks tomorrow. 10 strikeouts.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah, well, that's actually not true for the Barons. It's just the Dodgers
that's what the
thing.
Dodgers do.
I know.
No, you don't.
As Ganus shows bunt again, this time pulls back.
I do have to ask you, you Dodger fans,
Do you?
are you guys concerned that Sandy Alcantara is going to take All-Star Game starter from Tony Gonsolin?
Yeah, I texted that exact
Absolutely
thing to my
not.
brother today.
It's
I'm a little
it's
concerned.
1,000,000% not happening. Where's the All-Star game this year?
That's a good point.
Yeah, but
1-0 to Ganus, chopped softly to short. Allen's going to make a tough play on the run. He throws in the dirt, and it gets by the first baseman, Hernandez. Ganus is aboard for the 2nd time today. Not sure if that'll be ruled as a hit or an error. It was a tough play from Allen. Had he made a good throw, Ganus would have been out, but we'll see what the official score rules, and it looks like they gave him a hit here.
Ganus, and the batter up is number 4.
What do you guys think? You think that's a hit or an error?
With Gannis' speed, it's a tough play, and he had to come in pretty hard on it. That was Doug Allen.
So we're going to say hit. So giving Ganus that hit, he's now picked up another multi-hit game after his first 0-for game of the season, in which he went 0-for-5 in Santa Barbara. He's turned things around and now picked up a couple knocks. Although he didn't hit either one of them out of the infield. Austin, you good?
oh, I'm fine. The woman who's taking
Photographer
photos in front of me, she's a
right
little
next to
scared.
her.
Cam jumped too.
Cam is not happy that he doesn't have a headset because he can't defend himself, so Austin can say whatever he wants, and Cam's just sitting there.
Actually, don't know if Cam jumped. I was watching.
No
There goes
chance.
Ganus. Throw down, not in time. As Tyler Ganus swipes second base for his 7th bag of the summer, leading the team.
Going back to the All-Star game, I had a conversation with Evan Harmon, Lucian Westberg, Massimo Vega, and sorry, I'm forgetting who the 4th person is, but we talked about how Blue Jays fans were in the All-Star voting in the American
Oh,
League this year.
100%.
They definitely did.
Braves fans, too, voting in Acuna, too. Absolute joke.
It's 3-1 now to Carrillo.
It's ridiculous, and even as a Yankees fan, that
Take the fan vote away.
that Bichette is in the starter conversation voting over Bogarts.
Yeah, it's actually absurd. Bogarts is hitting almost 330. It's 3-1 to Austin Carrillo. Ganus is dancing off second base. Carrillo takes a strike, and count is now full.
The fact that Springer, when the voting ended, would have been a starter if they didn't do the second thing over Taylor Ward's kind of absurd too.
Yeah, the only
Horrendous.
starter for the Blue Jays that deserves it is Alejandro Kirk. And
Yeah. Can make the argument for Espinal at second, too.
Yeah, for sure. Here comes a 3-2 to Carrillo. Ball 4. So Austin Carrillo is now on base for the 3rd time today. And that'll bring up Gavin Grant.
Gavin Grant.
Carrillo's on-base percentage had to skyrocket in the last few games. Walked 4 times in San Luis Obispo. Got on 4 times via hit in Santa Barbara. Now he's gotten on 3 times today.
Yeah, coming into today, the on-base percentage was at 470. And after today, that's only going to go up. That one's crushed by Grant to short. And no play all around from Doug Allen. He wanted to go to third base, but the third baseman, Jalen Williams, wasn't covering. And by that time, it was too late to get Grant at first, so everybody's safe.
And we talked about in slow the single that Gavin Grant got to start off his ball game was a little bloop single that just landed in no man's land there, and now he gets one off the end of the bat that he's early on an outside pitch, and it just freezes the shortstop over there and gets him an infield single.
Yeah, that ball wasn't quite crushed
No, it
there,
wasn't.
Josh.
It was off the end of the bat.
It sounded like it could have been,
Yeah,
but
then after you saw it, you can tell it wasn't. Is there action, Austin, in their bullpen?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
It looks like
I
number
believe it's
35.
36, actually.
Oh, I've said it before. I don't have great eyes. Yeah, that's 36.
You guys got the roster up there.
36,
so I don't
Anthony
know how it is.
Corrales up in the bullpen for the Barons, right-hander.
Yeah, things have quickly changed here for the newly entered Sebastian Diaz. Struck out the first 4 guys he faced, as Josh said, and now the last 3 guys have all gotten on.
And now he's got to face a dangerous bat and a hot bat at that in Zach Daudet, who has the lone RBI in today's ball game, lacing a double down the left field line, scoring Carrillo back in the 5th. He's now up there with the bases juiced and 1 away. Takes a ball below the knees. Ganus on 3rd, Carrillo on 2nd, Grant at 1st. Zach Daudet in the box, trying to provide some insurance runs for Alexander Rivas, who's throwing a heck of a game today. That one's grounded foul, and Daudet wish he could have had that one back.
2 ducks and a Kingsman on the bases.
Very true.
So true.
And the Kingsman is a duck on the pond, so
Yeah.
technically say there's 3 ducks out on the base path right now.
Yeah. 1-1 to Daudet. Good pitch from Diaz to get a strike. Went with the breaking ball there. See what he goes here on 1-2. And if you want to throw that breaking ball, you have to trust your catcher to block it in this situation with the runner on 3rd. And Blackwell's done an excellent job behind the plate tonight. As Daudet hits that one to center field. Boyd makes the catch, tagging is Ganus, and he'll be held. And once again, Julian Boyd shows off the arm and makes a really nice
Julian
throw.
Boyd in hand and in command.
Clapping blew your
Now batting,
ears out right there.
21, AJ
Blew mine out.
Salgado.
It's a big at bat for Salgado.
Yeah, big at bat for the Oaks. As that's now twice they've had bases loaded and 1 away with the fly ball to center, and twice that Julian Boyd has made a perfect 1-hop throw. So 2 good decisions by Coach Rainbow to not send the base runners. Now Salgado has to come through here with the bases loaded and 2 away.
Those 2 balls hitting the outfield, too, when Boyd has come up and thrown, they're also pretty shallow, so
Yeah.
doesn't really have to go that far to home.
Yes, and both of them were balls that he was already running in on. So
Getting
his
a big
momentum was
running start,
coming to
yes.
the plate. Salgado takes the ball, back pick to first. Got him.
Catcher pickoff. Around the alleys, 2-3.
Excellent job from Miles Blackwell.
Miles Blackwell.
And that can't
To
happen if you're
Mark
the
Anthony
Oaks.
Hernandez.
But the Barons are able to get out of the jam.
2 hits.
It'll be Alexander Rivas back out there once again as we head to the bottom of the 7th with the Oaks looking to keep their 1-0 lead. We're back now for the bottom of the 7th inning with the Oaks leading 1-0 here. Alexander Rivas is throwing a heck of a game through 6 shutout innings at only 71 pitches. He's also struck out 7 Barons.
Just next level efficiency from Rivas tonight.
And he drops in another breaking ball for a strike. It's now 0-2 on Hernandez.
That ball looked like it had no chance, and it just fell right out of the sky into the strike zone. Incredible.
Yeah, that one really dropped from the heavens there. Here's the 0-2 from Rivas. Great changeup there and great take from Hernandez. Mark Anthony Hernandez is 1 for 2 today. Struck out and singled. And he was stranded on third base to end the 4th inning. The only base runner that the Barons have got in scoring position, as that one misses just outside. Good spot there from Rivas. As it looks like Cody Carson is down and throwing in the Oaks bullpen in case Rivas gets into trouble. This one popped up behind the plate. Whittle tracking, and he'll make the catch, and that'll be the first out.
Beat me to it, Josh.
David Whittle, catch.
Whittle beat you to it?
No, you beat me to saying Carson was warming up in the bullpen.
Stepping up to the plate, number 37.
Yeah, and Carson, I actually talked to him pregame as well, and he actually hasn't been with the Oaks that much. He doesn't travel to very many away games because of his work schedule. He tries to come out as often as he can, but it's the first time he's traveled with the Oaks in a while.
I actually barely made it today, too, as he got on, like, at 1:44 today, and he was like, oh, I can't believe I made it. My heart's beating. He was sitting right behind me when he got on the bus.
And that one's lifted to the left field. It'll drop for a hit. And to let you guys know what that 144 means, the bus leaves at 145. So he got on the bus with a minute to spare.
Number 12, Miles Blackwell.
As it'll now be the catcher Miles Blackwell to hit after Zuniga picked up his second knock of the day with a single to left. Good pitch there from Rivas to get strike 1 on Blackwell. And really the only trouble is that Rivas has had with hits has been when he's fallen behind the count. He's given a few 1-0 hits and a couple first pitch hits, but if he gets ahead, he usually stays ahead.
Nice block there from Whittle.
Yeah, that ball was just hit off the end of the bat. Just no chance for anyone to make a play. Just, great pitch. Got the guy way out in front and just
flubbed it.
Yep, exactly. Blows it by Blackwell, 1-2 now. Blackwell's looking to avoid striking out for the 3rd time today. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. And honestly, in this situation, Rivas would take a ground ball double play over the strikeout. Good spot there, misses outside.
could see Whittle right there trying to bring that ball back into the strike zone. Couldn't get the call.
Yeah, it's still a really good location from Rivas, who comes with a 2-2 and gets a swing and a miss from Blackwell and picking up his 8th strikeout of the day.
Number 19, Jalen Williams.
Never stop if you want to be on top, yeah.
83 pitches right now for Rivas as Carson continues to throw down in the bullpen. Most likely the last inning for Rivas. So he's looking to finish off his outing strong. And he's going to face Jalen Williams, the third baseman. He's 0 for 2 today. That one's chopped foul. One and one now. Our boy Mookie.
Bats homer.
for those of you watching both the Dodgers and our game. I'm sure there's a fair amount of you people.
Possibly.
1-1 in the dirt. And just to show you guys how much they don't think Alonso Zuniga can run over at first base, Tyler Ganus isn't even holding him on anymore. He's just playing behind the runner, just playing for his defensive positioning, which honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Just a runner on first base, not holding him on. 1-2 shot through that hole on the right side. Great piece of hitting there from Williams to pick up his first hit of the ball game.
Jalen Williams, single. Next batter for the Barons, number 17, Doug Allen.
And it'll be the shortstop now, Doug Allen, up there in a big spot with a tying run on second base, and that makes sense. They're gonna pinch a run for Zuniga. It'll be Spencer Williams pinch running, and we've actually seen Williams get to start in center field a couple of times already, and he's 7 for 7 in stolen bases this summer in CCL play. So they certainly got a fast guy out there on second base, and he'll look to score on a base hit as Doug Allen looks to tie up this ball game for the Barons. That breaking ball's in there for a strike.
Yeah, and on Williams' single, he kind of bat flipped his bat towards the Oaks dugout. I don't know if that was just because he was going that way or if there was a little intention to kind of poke the bear almost a little bit too.
No, he's just pumped up.
It was very nonchalant. It was great change up there from Rivas. Gets Allen in an 0-2 hole.
Tough day at the dish for all the Barons, really, and just getting a big hit with two outs and 2 strikes. Allowed to get a little fired up.
Very fair point.
He's not Jose Bautista bat flipping it. It's all right.
And that's grounded, and Rivas shows off the athleticism, and he finishes 7 dominant innings.
Give him a damn gold glove, D3.
Yeah. We got to have a conversation with those award voters. But Alexander Rivas completes 7 shutout. And before we head to the 8th, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Conejo Oaks Baseball channel here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell. And it looks like it's a new pitcher out there for the Barons. It'll be Anthony Corrales, who we saw throwing earlier. For Corrales, he's appearing in his team-leading 7th game and has a sub-2 ERA, so he's been very good out there. But he hasn't thrown longer than an inning and a third, so we'll see if the Oaks can hit him here in this 8th inning. Most likely will not be coming in for the 9th unless they let him go a little longer. We'll head to the 8th inning with the Oaks clinging to a 1-0 lead. AJ Salgado will be the first Oak to face the newly entered Corrales. And like Sammy mentioned to me just now, the Barons just continue to throw out relievers that have really good numbers this summer and really good stuff, which we saw with Diaz and now Corrales, the sub-2 ERA. We'll see how he looks as he misses downstairs to Salgado.
86 miles an hour on the gun there.
Yeah, that doesn't look like his hardest pitch. I feel like he might be able to touch 90. 2-0 now.
Salgado leading off this inning as Grant was caught stealing to end the 7th for the Oaks last inning. Salgado out in front to a 3-0 count.
And Salgado's looking to reach base for the first time today. 0 for 3 so far. That one catches his knees for a strike.
Not something you see out of AJ a lot. Usually he's on quite a bit.
Yeah, I believe he's reached base in every single game that he's had at bat in, and that one's
right on cue
shot
there,
down the left
Josh.
field line for a hit. He's gonna stretch into a double. Didn't look like he was running 100%, but he's in there with the leadoff double. And we do know that Salgado has been nursing a hip flexor issue, but he gets in a second easily there for a leadoff double. And let's see if the Oaks can take advantage of this leadoff base runner.
The newest Bruin with a leadoff double.
Newest Bruin showing his new team what they're getting. And it looks like there's nobody throwing in the Oaks bullpen. Cody Carson has stopped, so that's probably because he'll go in to begin the 8th.
Ready and waiting.
I'd love to see them send Rivas out there for another
Lucas. See Lucas go out there.
Oh, there's Rivas
quickly
down in the bullpen with his hoodie on, walking down.
Oh, Lucas just actually went and got Tyler Glowacki.
As Karliner crushes that one to
Bat
right,
flip, he
and
thinks he got
that
it.
baseball is gone. Noah Karliner with an opposite field home run, and boy did he know it.
Yeah, he bat flipped that one. He pimped it pretty good.
Yeah, we've been waiting for it all summer long. A Noah Karliner long ball, and he finally gets one done. And
as he stomps on home plate.
He just missed one earlier in the game as he was about 3 feet short as he hit one to that play ball sign out in right field, and he hit about the top of the Y in play on the fly, and then he just absolutely clobbered a baseball, and we'll have to see if somebody can track that baseball down to get Noah's first home run of the summer.
Just great swing, almost the exact same as the double. And for Karliner, I wasn't sure if that ball was gone off the bat. The second I saw him toss up that bat, knew it was a home run, as Charles Masino is now up there, looking to avoid the golden sombrero.
Yeah, Josh, you weren't sure, but Noah certainly was.
Yeah, boy was he ever. And luckily that team bus is in right center, not straightaway right, because he landed about 10 feet behind the fence.
Sammy, where'd you park? Your car? Okay. Where you park?
My car is parked about 650 feet away into
okay.
left center field. So unless Ted Williams comes back from the dead and he's hitting righty, my car should be safe.
Ted Williams. I was more thinking if Cam got an at-bat tonight, he might have a chance of hitting it.
I was thinking the exact
True.
thing.
You know, that's pretty true. Cam gets a hold of a fastball inside, puts a little backspin on it.
Here is number 3, David Whittle.
And it'll be David Whittle.
Coach Solis is talking to Dave real quick, see what he says to him. And I don't know why Glowacki was called into the dugout, because Lucas hustled down to the bullpen to get Glowacki from the bullpen down there where he was taking some hacks, but yet to see him since.
Oh, he was taking hacks in the bullpen? I was about to say,
Yeah.
why would Glowacki be in the bullpen in the first place? But makes sense. As David Whittle's up there, he's going to show bunt. And I was just about to say, right before that pitch, that conversation with Coach Solis was probably something to do with a bunt. It's so often we see it with a younger player like Whittle, where the coach is going to have the conversation with him ahead of time, make sure he's comfortable laying the bunt down. And he shows again. kind of flailing at that one, and it'll be a strike. And I believe after that one, Coach Solis might just let him hit away from now on. I don't think he liked the effort on that attempt.
Yeah, not as smooth of a bunter as Ganus, Carrillo, and Grant are.
And he shows again, this time pulling back, and that one's outside. 2-1 now. Whittle reached on an infield single back in the second, but it's been a couple of strikeouts since then. Here's a 2-1, shows again. This time gets it down, perfectly executed from David Whittle. And he nearly beats it. And that's funny. So the first base umpire just called him out, and I just saw the home plate umpire call him safe. And now
I think the home plate umpire was signaling no for obstruction there. I think that's what that signal was.
yeah,
So that's why Coach Solis will come talk about it, because the first baseman was 100% in the baseline when he made that play. So that's what Coach Solis is going to come ask them to talk about.
Yeah, I don't believe it would be obstruction, as it's not like he was just standing there just to stand there. He had to move to catch the baseball. And it wasn't a great throw either from Corrales. And he almost got his first baseman taken out, although with the size difference between Whittle and Hernandez, who knows. Call Whittle out.
First, sack bunt.
Great job, though, from him doing his job.
Second base. Batting continues for the Conejo Oaks.
Kind of goes down as a good thing, though, for Whittle, because
Jack Brooks.
he would have reached on probably what ended up would have been ruled an error technically, but now it's a sack bunt, so it doesn't count against his average.
He'll get some high fives in the dugout for doing a job.
It'll be Jack Brooks up there now. Takes a strike on the outer half. That Whittle sack bunt was the first out of the inning. The inning started with a double from Salgado. Then Noah Karliner hit that big home run, followed by a Charles Masino walk. And the Whittle sacrifice was the first out recorded this inning for Corrales, as it's now 0-2 on Jack Brooks.
Another ball to the campers behind us. On the riverfront property. Couple tents out here.
Comes the 0-2 to Jack Brooks. Misses upstairs. And Blackwell wanted to try and maybe throw down to behind Masino, but wasn't able to get a good grip on the baseball.
I think it was more the second baseman wasn't there, because if he was, in my opinion,
Yeah,
Masino's
Salgado
toast.
wasn't there.
A 1-2. That's hit through the right side for a knock. Jack Brooks picks up a hit, and it's bobbled in right field, so they'll send Masino, and he'll score standing up. Initially, Coach Raymer held Masino up, but after the bobble in right field by Greenfield, Masino comes around and scores.
With the base hit to right field.
Second hit of the day for Jack Brooks.
And up at bat for the Conejo Oaks is number 11, Tyler
First
Ganus.
RBI. And the Oaks extend their lead to 4-0. As the top of the order is now up in Tyler Ganus. Ganus shows bunt early, pulls back, and that's in there for a strike. So for Brooks, to correct myself, that was his first hit of the day, second time reaching base, as he did get hit by a pitch. And Ganus does have 2 hits today. He'll be up for the second straight inning. Oh, throw over. Neither of Ganus' hits have left the infield. Put down a bunt single in the first, and then beat out, chopper to short. Throw got by the first baseman. It's a bang-bang play, though, so Ganus was credited with the hit.
Third baseman playing really in right now.
There goes Brooks. Throw down. Not in time, and Brooks steals second base. Jack Brooks got a good jump there, and he was able to pick up his second stolen base of the summer, second in CCL play, third in total. Now Ganus has a runner in scoring position. That one misses. Good stop there from Blackwell.
For Corrales, came in here with a sub-2 ERA, but definitely not as sharp as he has been all summer. He is the leader in appearances for the Barons, so I wonder if that's just fatigue on his arm finally settling in, or what.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he hasn't faced more than 6 batters yet in a game this summer, so might have gotten him a bit, throwing a lot.
Yeah, there's action in the bullpen for the Barons. So lefty begins to loosen out there.
And Ganus is his 6th batter of the game.
And he's already thrown 20 pitches. Two to Ganus, misses. 3-2 now. And the reliever warming up in the bullpen for the Barons is Donovan Jackson. We'll see if we see him this inning, see him next inning, or if we see him at all today. It'll be a 3-2 pitch coming to Tyler Ganus. Corral has taken a while to get his sign, and Ganus steps out.
And the only action right now in the bullpen for the Oaks is somebody doing some sort of either recovery or stretching. I can't tell because they got the long
looks like
sleeve
Lucas.
Oaksters. Is that who it is?
Looks like Lucas.
Sammy with the bad eyes, and you can see that. You can.
I can see that mustache from anywhere.
Good spoil there from Ganus to stay alive. Now Blackwell and Corrales are going to have a conversation.
So according to Cam, ready for this useful information, guys?
Oh yeah, hit me with it, Austin.
It's 100% Lucas because fellow Sun Devils, Andrew Lucas, Cameron Deck. Cam let us know that's what Lucas does before every start. He does the weighted balls, he uses the J-bands, he does it all. Push-ups? He does push-ups too, so it's got to be Andrew Lucas getting ready.
Might see him in the ninth.
Well, Cameron says that's what he does before every game he goes into, so.
Thanks, Cam. That's a great swing from Tyler Ganus, who shoots it through the hole on the right side for his 3rd hit of the ball game.
There's just fireworks in left field. I don't know if anybody saw that.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, I don't know if you could see that on the broadcast, but we could hear it for sure. There was a firework out there in left, 2 actually.
No chance for an RBI on Ganus on that hit, as ball hung up a little bit, so Brooks did have to wait to see what happened there, as we're going to see a pitching change. It is going to be Donovan Jackson, number 24, in, the lefty, to face Austin Carrillo.
The Oaks offense has done an excellent job this inning, jumping on Anthony Corrales, who only gets 1 out, but gives up 3 runs, and he'll make way for the lefty Donovan Jackson. We'll let you know about Jackson and bring you the rest of this 8th inning right after this quick break. This game has really escalated here in the top of the 8th inning. If you're just joining us, it was a 1-0 ball game coming into the 8th with the lone run coming in, a Zach Daudet RBI double, but Noah Karliner with a big 2-run home run here in the 8th, as well as a couple of hits give the Oaks a 4-0 lead as Ganus gets into second easily. Now second and third with one away. Austin Carrillo is at the plate today. He is 1 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch, and he also scored a run as well. We'll face the newly entered Donovan Jackson, who's only thrown 2 1/3 innings this summer. He's given up a couple runs.
That's the second time we've seen Jackson this summer now.
This one's lifted foul on the third baseline, and nobody
Wasn't even close to that one.
Yeah, that dropped on the dirt, and they just watched it fall.
I think they lost it in the lights over there. There's a light pole right behind the Barons dugout, where right in line of where that
The third
baseball
baseman, Williams, was a good 45 feet away from that ball as it landed foul.
Yeah, the catcher Blackwell would have had the best chance, but he didn't even move out of his stance. The 1-1 to Carrillo. It's in the dirt. Blackwell, nice stop again. I don't think Blackwell has allowed a single pass ball or wild pitch get by him. He's been excellent back there.
He's had a good defensive day, as has Whittle.
Yeah, both catchers providing a nice backstop for their respective teams. This is a 2-1 to Carrillo. Misses down 3-1. Looking to reach base for the 4th time today. Gavin Grant waits on deck. For Donovan, he's got to get this guy. This is the lefty-lefty matchup. He gets Carrillo to swing through a 3-1 breaking ball and runs the count full. Carrillo, back-to-back innings that he's been up there in a full count. He walked in the 7th on the 3-2 pitch. Here comes another from Donovan, and it's foul away.
That swing right there from Carrillo, fouled away. It was a completely different swing than the previous one. The previous one was almost like a just desperate slap at the baseball. He kind of threw his hands at it, whereas that one is the more traditional swing we see from Carrillo there.
Which is weird. You'd expect it to be the opposite, as the pitch before was 3-1, so you want your batter to take a hard swing. Great leave, and he works a walk on base for the 4th time today.
Tosses the bat away emphatically.
Number 34, Gavin
Carrillo
Grant.
on for the 4th time today, adding to his team lead in walks.
Glowacki has a bat, and it looks like he's going to pinch hit for Salgado when his spot comes up. My guess is Salgado may have tweaked something when he had that double to lead off this inning.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well, Austin. We did see
He did go into second a little slow.
Yeah, there was never
Just a little bit of that hip flexor coming back.
Yeah. Well, luckily the Oaks have jumped out to a 4-0 lead, so they might not miss the bat as much as they would have if this was a 1-0 ball game.
And it's easy defensive movement with Glowacki coming in, as you assume that he'll go into right field and then move Daudet in the 3rd.
Yeah, and Masino can also play 3rd as well, so a lot of versatility, a lot of options. 1-2 now on Grant. Looking to come through here with the bases loaded and 1 away. He picked up a hit his last time up. Before that, he was 0 for 3. He did crush a baseball right to the second baseman, and he also reached on a 2-base error. Looks like Jackson and Blackwell are going to try to get on the same page. Grant hasn't had the best day today. He did, in his one hit, he did cost the Oaks potential runs as they had bases loaded with 2 away in the 7th, and we saw Grant get back picked at first to end the inning. Here's the 1-2 to him. Misses 2-2. Grant's the 8th hitter of the inning for the Oaks. The 2-2. Grant went. Goes down on strikes for the 2nd time today.
Number 25.
And now
Zach
Daudet will come up to the plate with the bases juiced and 2 away. We've seen a lot of frustrations today from Gavin Grant, and that at bat was no different. Daudet's the 9th batter here this inning for the Oaks, who have now hit around. Every single player has hit this inning. And like Austin said, it is Tyler Glowacki in the on-deck circle for Salgado.
I'm curious to see what happens here pitching-wise for the Oaks in the bottom of the inning, because Jackson Jordan and Cody Carson are just tossing around a baseball between the two of them in the bullpen now.
So Daudet pops that one up to first. Hernandez is there. The Oaks pick up 3 here in the 8th, but it could have been more. They head to the bottom of the 8th inning looking to preserve their 4-0 lead. Let's see. And it looks like it'll be Cody Carson. So Alexander Rivas' day is done. We'll bring you the final inning and a half right after this. Although I wanted to see Alexander Rivas come in to start the 8th inning, Coach Solis doesn't take my opinion into perspective, so his day is done after 7 innings. 7 brilliant innings from Alexander Rivas. Tell us the exact line, Austin.
Yeah, it's 7 complete shutout innings, 8 strikeouts,
Only that 1 walk, which makes it 4 total across the 5 starts and 6 hits. So another beautiful outing for Rivas.
The 4 walks and 5 starts to me is just absolutely bonkers. Just the amount of strikes that he throws and the amount of barrels that he misses and the amount of success that he gets is incredible. And just like you predicted, Austin, the defensive changes for the Oaks were Tyler Glowacki going into the game for Salgado. He's going to be in right field, though, and that'll just move Zach Daudet from right field to third base. Cody Carson is the new pitcher for the Oaks. This will be just his 2nd appearance of the summer. He went 1 2/3 and gave up 4.
Yeah. Go ahead, Josh. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say in his lone appearance. You're good.
Yeah, and as Sammy mentioned a few broadcasts ago, he talked with Whittle about how a lot of times the first time he sees these guys pitch is when they come in out of the bullpen. And so we saw right there just after the first pitch of the outing for Carson, Whittle went out there to make sure he's on the same page with his pitcher.
Yeah, it's especially tough for Carson, as Josh mentioned earlier. He doesn't travel with the team every day because he does have work priorities. So not able to do those bullpens in between games.
Yeah, exactly with Carson. And also, not only that, he doesn't get the same bonding experience with the catchers that you could off the field. Have you been traveling the whole time? This time he misses in the dirt, and now full 3-2.
Yeah, that's the first ball tonight to eat up Whittle too.
Yeah, just a yanked fastball.
And it was with nobody on, not even on a drop third, so it doesn't even go down as a wild pitch or a pass ball. Here's a 3-2 pitch from Carson. Yanks it. Ball 4.
Number 4, Gio Saldana.
It'll be the top of the order now coming up for the Barons as more fireworks go off in left field. Gio Saldana is up there. He lined a single to right field last time up. 1 for 3 today. First pitch strike from Carson on the outer half of the plate.
That was painted right there. Good job by Whittle too to stay strong too with that wrist.
Yeah, that was a great frame there from Whittle, winning the strike for Carson, who goes over and nearly gets Lanier, who just gets back in time. Tyler Ganus does a really nice job with snap tags over there at first base, helping out his pitchers as much as he can. But there's nowhere for Lanier to go, no need for him to even be that far off. He's got a pretty big lead over there. Good pitch from Carson, 0-2 now.
Saw the adjustment there too from David Whittle. Looked like he was ready to throw to second if Lanier was trying to steal, or ready to try and back pick him, as Lanier has an aggressive lead over there at first.
In a 4-run ball game, there's not really a need for Lanier to get that aggressive, as even if you do get in scoring position, you're still a couple batters away from even having an opportunity to tie the ball game. So
yeah, exactly. The risk to reward ratio just isn't worth it in this situation. You know, the other thing that it does is get you out of a potential double play ball, but you know, you also got the top of the order, and Saldana's hard guy to double off anyway. This is the 1-2 from Carson. He chases. Filthiness from Cody Carson to get Saldana swinging for out number 1.
Number 2,
Nasty break on that
Julian
slider right there.
Carson attempting to keep the shutout intact after Rivas' excellent outing.
a gem.
Sure was.
Continues to be dominant this summer.
Yeah, he's got a sub-2 ERA, and that'll just go down even more after today's outing. 1-8-0 goes over to first. Just getting back is
double fireworks.
More fireworks out there on left.
Just saw a clip on Twitter last night of a team walking it off with fireworks exploding in the background. It was kind of unreal.
Yeah, that's like movie-esque. Pitch from Carson in there for a strike.
Couple of leftover fireworks from last night. Out there, no use in letting them go to waste as another one goes off in left center field.
The pitch to Boyd. This is inside for a ball.
Yeah, and at least they're being courteous and setting it off at 8:30, unlike the people I hate with a burning passion who set fireworks off at 1:30 in the morning by my house last night, causing my dog to go ballistic.
Oh, that's brutal. A 1-1 from Carson. Fouled away. Boyd picked up a single back in the first inning. Since then, he's flown out to center and struck out.
Also have made a couple of throws from center field.
A couple of very impressive throws.
Keeping guys at third.
He's taking away sac fly opportunities, that's for sure.
And he'll take just off the plate.
I think the entire infield wanted that ball.
Yeah, and I think Whittle did too. He's talking to the home plate umpire now, just asking him where it missed. But it did look like it was a couple inches off the plate. Still a great spot there from Carson.
I think Lanier finally got the memo as his lead is shrunken down a bit.
Yeah, definitely. 2-2 spoiled.
Back to the campers.
Sammy sure loves those campers.
They're getting a lot of free balls back there.
They sure are.
Trade them in for some other goods, maybe.
Well,
I can tell you Noah Karliner is chomping at the bit to get another at-bat after his home run. His helmet and gloves already on in the dugout.
as Boyd lifts that one to shallow left, Masino will settle under it, and that'll be the second out of this 8th inning.
Number 30.
Yeah, I just looked over what you were talking about, Austin. And I see Karliner. He's ready. He's the closest position player to the coaches, just wanting to get out there as quickly as he can. Yeah, when you're feeling good at the plate, of course you want to get out there as quickly as possible.
Cody Sulak heading down towards the bullpen.
Yeah, we'll see who he starts to warm up. Carson fires a breaking ball in there for a strike on Greenfield.
He's going to catch somebody. We'll see. As soon as we can see who it is, we'll let you guys know.
And for Greenfield, it has not been the greatest day for him. 0 for 3 at the plate, and he's also made 2 errors out there in right field, and one of which cost the Barons a run. Carson looks to retire Greenfield after he walked Lanier to begin the 8th inning. Then he struck out Saldana and got Boyd to fly out to left. This one's foul tipped off of Whittle. It's now a 1-2 count.
It does look like Andrew Lucas is the one down there getting loose.
That is correct, Sammy boy.
We can see his number from here, but earlier he had his face towards us, and that mustache is...
Cam wanted to let us know, forks up. Nobody cares.
All right, Cam. All right, man.
All I say to that, Cam, is bear down.
The 1-2 to Greenfield. There goes Lanier. Doesn't matter. Greenfield just goes down swinging. And Cody Carson picks up a couple strikeouts in a scoreless inning. We head to the 9th inning with the Oaks leading 4-0.
Top 9. Glowacki.
Tyler Glowacki will lead things off here in the 9th inning for his first plate appearance of the day. He just recently entered for AJ Salgado. Got the start on Sunday against the Foresters, and like everybody else, he went 0 for at the plate, although he just went 0 for 1 as he walked a couple of times. And he swings through the first pitch from Donovan Jackson, who's still out there for his second inning of action. Another slider there from Jackson, getting a chase from Glowacki, and it's now 0-2.
Been a tough day for the lefties at the plate for the Oaks when a lefty on the mound has been pitching, is that breaking ball lefty-lefty has been tough to pick up.
Misses to Glowacki. One and two on Tyler. He goes down swinging. Donovan Jackson
Number
picks up a
31,
strikeout.
Noah Karliner.
And now Noah Karliner steps up. We know what he did in his last plate appearance, driving a home run over the wall in right field. He's looking to stay hot up there, hitting for the second consecutive inning. And he swings and misses at the first pitch. Had to expect a breaking ball there if you're Noah after hitting a home run last time up. And for Jackson, it's actually been a fair share of the breaking ball. There it is again, and Karliner hits his second of the ball game. And that baseball is absolutely destroyed.
That ball cleared the scoreboard by, oh my goodness, that had to have been, a couple feet over the scoreboard. We can't, obviously we can't measure the distance on balls, but that ball was hit at least 420 feet.
Yeah, and I got stuck watching the baseball. Did he pimp that one too?
He knew it right away. Everybody knew it. Everyone in the park knew it right away. That was one of the best sounding balls of the summer.
Where are the fireworks now? Come on. Would have been perfect timing.
Yeah, whoever got the fireworks down in Compton, get them on the horn. Set a couple off right now.
Well, I can tell you who's taken away player of the game. The two players of the game, actually. It's Karliner now with 2 home runs, and he's the first Oaks player with 2 home runs at all this summer. He does it in the same game. And actually, Karliner will now be credited with 3 home runs technically, because the website still has Colin Heineck's
home run credited to Noah.
Yeah. But
there's the fireworks.
Yeah, we got some in right field now. 2-1 to Charles Masino.
Again, for Karliner, he's just been absolutely red hot as of late, just seeing the ball so well. And today, 3 extra base hits, 2 homers and a double.
And Masino rips that one up the middle for a hit.
Yeah, Karliner's really gone full 180. Completely turned things around offensively.
Single. Now batting, number 3, David Whittle.
Karliner definitely making a case to become an everyday player for the Oaks. Maybe even trying to make a late case to get into the showcase game as well.
Yeah, we are still waiting to find out what players from the Oaks will be in that game. It will be here in Compton.
That one's grounded through the hole on the left side. David Whittle chops the ball in the left field for his second hit of the ballgame.
David Whittle.
Yeah, Karliner's going to have a pretty good case as he's hitting
3,
well over 300. With been playing some pretty good defense as well.
Yeah, he's got that outfield assist. And that showcase game that Austin mentioned is 2 weeks from tomorrow, July 20th, here at the MLB Youth Academy. Austin, when do we find out who's in it?
Hopefully soon.
Brooks is hit for the second time today. He's not happy about it.
I'm not sure off the top of my head. Probably no later than next week if I had to guess, but we're still also waiting to find out how those of you who want to will be able to tune into the game. So once we get all the details, we'll be sure to let you guys know. I'm sure the All-Stars will be announced on our social media before we even break it on the broadcast.
More fireworks going off in left center.
But stay tuned for more updates on that showcase game.
And even more fireworks going off.
I mean, yeah, these fireworks are cool, but yeah, like you guys said, where are the fireworks when Karliner's smashing baseballs?
His bomb was loud enough. That's probably why they got him going again. They just heard that big boom in the air.
As that one's taken for a strike on Ganus, who's got himself another 3-hit day today. He's also got a couple of stolen bases. Doing it all as he always does. That's a cross up there. Probably would have been called a strike if Blackwell knew that the fastball was coming. And now he'll go get on the same page as Jackson.
No serious action in the Barons bullpen, as there's some guys just doing a little stretching, but nobody up throwing, so it looks like it's going to be Jackson's ball game till the end.
And as for the Oaks bullpen, looks like Andrew Lucas is just ready and waiting to come in for the 9th inning.
Yeah, he's still throwing occasionally.
Ganus foul tips that into the glove. 1-2 now. Ganus' first 2 hits today were not hit very hard. A bunt single and a slowly chop ball to short. But his 3rd hit was a really great swing on a pitch on the outer half of the plate that he hit in the right field for a knock. Here's the 1-2 to Tyler. Misses. Thought he was going to get rung up on that, and it looked like he did too for a second as he hesitated, but it's called a ball.
Yeah, a quiet 3-hit day for Tyler today. Is he's just doing now. This is just what we expect out of him. You expect at least 2 hits, and really just flip a coin whether he gets 3 or 4.
And he goes down on strikes. So for Ganus, this is now back-to-back. Well, not back-to-back. 2 games, 2 times in 3 games that he's went 3 for 6. Yet his average will go down. That's what happens when you're hitting over 500.
It's baseball.
Guys hitting 500 isn't really baseball.
Yeah, I was about to say that's not baseball.
That's more like a slow pitch softball.
Or CCL.
Or CCL Summer League for Ganus.
Tyler Ganus.
Yeah, just your traditional summer for Tyler. As Austin Carrillo's up there for the 6th time today. He's been on 4 times in 5 plate appearances. He's out there with the bases loaded and 2 away. And the first pitch from Jackson misses inside. The 1-0 to Carrillo misses upstairs, now 2-0. Carrillo's definitely patient up there. He's gotten more patient, we've seen, as the summer's gone along. And he's not afraid to take his walks. The team leader in walks by a pretty fair margin. The 2-0 pitch catches the corner. It's now 2-1 to Carrillo. Two and one now to Carrillo. Here comes the pitch from Jackson. And Carrillo hits that right back up the middle. And luckily it hits off Jackson's glove just enough to deflect it to Doug Allen at shortstop
That was good.
and pick up the final out of the inning.
The half of the play.
We head to the bottom half of the ninth inning with the Oaks 3 outs away from picking up a W.
In the top of the ninth, the Conejo
It'll be Andrew Lucas on to finish things off for the Oaks, who lead 5-0 here in the ninth. Although they've put up 5 runs, they should have put up a lot more. They've left 16 runners on base today. Lucas is going to face the heart of this Barons lineup, 4, 5, and 6, and Mark Anthony Hernandez to lead things off.
Andrew Lucas, a guy who always sits around mid-90s, around 95, 96.
It couldn't have been a fastball, right? Just came in at 88. Wow, he's must not be feeling great today. Back-to-back fastballs for 88.
Yeah, he won't be happy when we tell him that after the game.
I joked with him the other day that I was going to tell him that we were going to tell him he was pitching sub-90, but
not a joke, apparently.
Yeah, he was warming up for a long time, so.
Yeah, he was out there for a while.
There you go.
Here's the 91 from Lucas, paint on the outer half. And his last outing was actually last week here in Compton against the Barons. He picked up a 2-inning save in which he gave up 1 run and struck out 5 in those 2. Here's the 1-2 to Hernandez. Fouling away and staying alive on the heat from Lucas.
He actually pitched in slow, so they must have missed that outing as well, as they've had some stat issues in slow now, as he closed out the win in the slow last Friday.
Yeah, and that time Lucas hit 93. That's usually around where he lives We appreciate you, Cam, for keeping up the radar gun so we could see it. Here's the 1-2. Going with the changeup, it looks like, and getting the strikeout.
Number 20, Spencer Williams.
That was a great pitch there from Lucas to get his first strikeout of the day. And it's Spencer Williams up there for his first at-bat of the day. He came in as a pinch runner for Alonzo Zuniga in the 7th. First pitch from Lucas. He's in there for a strike at 94. So after the first 2 pitches, he seemed to got his velocity back, huh?
He's just got to get going.
Figure it out.
He still will probably take it personally, the fact that he threw 2 pitches at 88. 0-1. Just below the knees. Good spot there from Lucas. Doesn't get the call, though.
Yeah, that location, the only thing Williams is going to do is just pound that ball into the dirt.
Yeah, he definitely froze him there, but just didn't get the call. One blows it by him. 1-2 now. Williams looking to start a rally here for the Barons, who are down to their final 2 outs and trailing by 5. He's behind in the count 1-2. Here's the pitch from Lucas. Ball just below the knees.
All 4 of us thought that was strike 3.
Yeah, I believe we did. That was a great spot from Lucas. Almost perfect, but just below the knees.
Could argue that was strike 4 in this at bat.
Perfect would have gotten the call.
There's fireworks out to right field now, too.
2-2. Ground ball to short. Grant makes the play. He'll throw across for out number 2.
That ball registered 95 miles an hour on that fastball from Lucas, which is right where he wants to be at personally. He wants to just live at 95, 96 from here on out. Oaks, 1 out away from first shutout of the summer.
1 out away, and when this ball game comes to an end, we will be naming 2 player of the games. Alexander Rivas, of course, deserves it after 7 brilliant shutout innings.
You guys think Cam can throw as hard as Lucas?
No.
93? Yeah, Cam's changeup's 93. I don't know what you're talking about.
You mentioned co-players of the game, yet, and how can you say no to Noah Karliner, who
The
had
home
3
run
extra
hero.
base hits with 2 of them being bombs, 1 of them being just absolutely crushed.
Miles Blackwell is the last hope for the Barons, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
You can see it a little bit on the stream of Cam's radar gun as he puts it high up in the air, just getting in the view of the camera.
Now he's embarrassed.
Now he wants to lower it a little bit.
Here comes the 0-2 from Lucas. Ground ball to third. Daudet charges, throws to first, and the Oaks win.
There it is.
A 5-0 victory here in Compton as Alexander Rivas and Noah Karliner play hero in this win for the Oaks. They bounce back after a tough loss on Sunday, and now they'll travel to San Luis Obispo tomorrow to take on the Blues there. For Josh Mechanic, Austin Gregory, and Sammy Holliday, this was another edition of Conejo Oaks Baseball. We'll see you in San Luis Obispo tomorrow.
Oaks are hot.